Prior to 2018 and 2019, it's been at Lavington for a long time, and I was involved at that club for a long time as well. And so it was always really special to have grand final up there. And even just on the Saturday, we would go up and set up, and there's just a really great feeling. But I think, it's been there for so long that there's a lot of clubs that are used to playing up there. I think of a Yarrawonga. It's just been a home court for them in terms of grand finals for a long time. So it's a special place to have a grand final. Hopefully the Albury Council over the next year or two can really put some effort and money into revamping the netball facilities, because probably does leave a little bit to desired in terms of court surface. It's certainly due for an upgrade, but in terms of spectator and viewing, it's great. We've got, there's some tiered seating. There will be more tiered seating at the ends for grand final day. If you get a sunny day like today, the beautiful grass hill, it should make for spectacular viewing.
It will certainly be beautiful, and the biggest question is who will be playing. We'll take a look at the ladder this week, and Corowa, they're on top, but they are no longer unbeatable. Obviously last week, Tam, we saw Lavi knock them off by, I think it was 7 goals in the end.
9, I think.
9.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, what a massive win for Lavi.
It was a huge win, because they've certainly been there all season, and I think, and probably more from a internal perspective, it's given them probably some confidence going in, because Corowa really have been at the top for a couple of years and haven't really been beaten. So I think even just for other clubs to see that they can be knocked off, gives other clubs some confidence as well. But certainly great for Lavington. Corowa, they were really pragmatic after it. They acknowledged there were some things that they didn't do well, and Lavington's pressure was good. They'll certainly go back to the drawing board and keep working. Look, Maddie O'Keefe has come into that wing attack position that's been filled by Liv Sinclair for a long time. So that's a transition that's going to take time as well. So exciting things to come, particularly with Corowa having a big game today against Yarrawonga.
Yeah, and the other thing to consider across the league is that the VNL finals have just started, and unfortunately for a few of our local girls, they're not going to be continuing any further with that. I know Sophie Hanrahan and the Falcons unfortunately knocked out in Div 1. I think 19's Blaze, which Grace Hay, I don't think they made finals. So, look, it's great for the league because it means they're full-time here.
It is, absolutely, and it also means that Cora will have Tony Lind back. So I'm not sure whether she'll play today. That will be interesting to see whether she takes the court. But considering they're out of VNL finals, I would expect that Georgia would be very keen to get her back into that lineup.
Certainly, and of course that 5th place on the ladder is so important. The Albury Tigers, the visitors today, are currently holding that position on 28 points, but the Wodonga Raiders are creeping in there, 22 points. So today is essential for them. If they win this, it puts them in the road to finals. Lose, and it's probably out of their hands.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I think, the ball is certainly their court. They are very aware that there's games that they really haven't finished off, and even last week against North Albury, they led, for the majority of that game and lost it sort of towards the end there. So, it does come down to them. They've certainly put in some performances and been in positions to win, and they've probably let themselves down. But, Jodie will keep working with them and that group, and it's about getting confidence and that ability to, I guess, run out 4 quarters, but also believe in yourself and learn how to win. Sometimes I think that's the real challenge. So, yeah, I think they'll really take it up to Albury today. I know that they, certainly in the lead up to last week, were very excited about the prospect of making finals, very keen, Jodie was saying. So, they've got a couple of young girls up from their 17s today, and hopefully they can inject a bit of fight into that group, and, yeah, they can put on a good show.
You're so right, though, Tam, in that learning to win sentiment, and we saw it for them last week against North Albury. Such a narrow loss, 45-41, really took it to them, but just couldn't finish off the game.
Yeah, and, I think we've talked, they've had a young side for a few years now, but, there are girls in that team that have had a bit of A-grade experience now, so, the time's come, I guess, where they have to step up, and, yes, I'll be interested to see how they go against Albury. I watched the game the first time they played, and look, Albury had to win that game, but there wasn't a lot in it. The game just sort of ebbed and flowed, so I expect there'll be a bit more fight and passion in today's game.
And Albury also suffered a loss. Last week was a tough week for them. They went down to Wangaratta 37-52, but they did have captain coach Sky Hillier out and Heidi Fisher. And of course, Emily Rodd, just the week prior, going out with a season-ending injury.
Yeah, they were very undermanned last week, and I think it's disappointing because they would have really put in a show against Wangaratta, I think. Wang, on the other hand, I think are building. But yeah, Albury, as you said, Sky Hillier out. That's a big out. Heidi Fisher out, was out in wing defence. Sarah Mellington wasn't available. So yeah, look, a few changes, and then you include the loss of Rod into that. But I expect today they should be back on track.
Well, they certainly are. We'll take a look at the Albury lineup in just a tick. But round 15 is a split round. So Yarrawonga taking on Corowa. That's the other massive game this week. That's going to be huge.
It is going to be huge. I was talking to Sarah Moore during the week from Yarrawonga, and yeah, she sort of had a bit of a giggle and, oh, that'd be right. We'll have to come up against Corowa after a loss. But look, I think it's an opportunity for Yarra to show us. You know, I've certainly been a big believer in them, and I think a lot of people have, that they've absolutely got what it takes. I think today's an opportunity for them to step out and actually show that they probably, you know, they had the lead on Corowa the first time they played and they let that go, and I think probably could have won that game. And I know that they've had some issues with having everyone available week after week. I expect that if they can start to stabilise that group over the next few weeks, that will come. But I think today is an opportunity for them to say, yep, we're here and we're absolutely going to contend for this premiership. So it would be a ripper of a game to watch.
Certainly the right timing as well. Obviously, Corowa coming off the loss, so the confidence potentially down a little bit. We haven't seen that before. I am pretty certain that the Pigeons girls would have been getting on that live stream last week and analysing that game to a T. And of course, next week with the split round, we'll have Lavington against North Albury, Myrtleford, Wangaratta, and then the Wang Rovers against Wodonga. But let us get on to the Insight Injury Clinic team cards. For the home side, Wodonga Raiders, coached by Jodie House. Pretty solid starting team from them. So Taylor Donnellan in goal shooter. She's been having a cracking season. Obviously, the June rising star as well, Tam.
She has, absolutely, and I know in talking to Jodie, she's been really impressed with her performance the last few weeks, just really starting to stand up. She's coming up against, you know, some brilliant defenders week in, week out, and is just starting to, I think, develop physical strength, you know, in the air, contesting balls and rebounding balls if they're not falling, and that's great for them. You know, she only came into A grade halfway through last season, so it's her first full season in A grade, and it's good to see her progressing.
And joining her in court is Molly McGrath in goal attack, Blaney House in wing attack, Maggie St John centre, Molly Goldsworthy in wing defence, Mackenzie House goal defence, and the young gun Eliza Mooney starting in goalkeeper. She debuted, was it last game, Tam, for A grade?
Yeah, she did. She took the court last week, yep.
Yes, and what a game she had. And of course on the bench there's Kylie Willis, Jo Withers, Shayla House, Charlie Conway and Zoe Prentice. Tam, who do we have for the Albury Tigers?
Yeah, so Albury going back to Alison Miani in shooter and Sky Hillier coming back in for goal attack. Carly Nolan is coming up from B grade to cover that wing attack role that's been left void by Rod. Kristen Andrews into centre, Heidi Fisher into wing defence, Karina Cameron goal defence and Sarah Jones in goalkeeper. Sarah Mellington still unavailable. And off the bench they're running Beck Olin, Marnie Hillier from B grade, Alice Carroll, who's a really exciting 17s player, and Ash Jacobs. So certainly a bit of depth in their mid-court there, and yeah, exciting to see how they get back into this week, having, you know, had that week last week.
And notably quite large benches from both sides, which is just exciting. It means, you know, things aren't going right. They can kind of inject these players that we haven't seen before, especially those younger ones. The 17s, you know, haven't been analysed as much, could just create absolute chaos.
They do, and I look at it like a Zoe Prentice. She had an outstanding rep program with the Ovens and Murray rep team, and she's just exciting to watch. And no fear, backs herself and absolutely takes the game on, and she's the kind of player that could come on for a quarter and really, you know, ignite a team like Raiders. And I think both coaches, Jodie House and Sky Hillier, neither of them are afraid to use their bench. Neither of them are afraid to give these young kids a go, and I think that's really exciting too.
So, Tam, last time they played, it was 40-31 to Albury, and that was back in round 6. If the Tigers are to get the game again, where do you think it's won?
I think that the challenge for the Raiders is going to be the attacking end. We know the experience that Al Miani and Sky Hillier bring and the way that they can set up. So I think that's going to be the challenge for Raiders. They're going to have to do a lot of work off the circle, and off the transverse to stop that ball hitting circle edge. I think once it gets to circle edge, the defenders are going to have a hard time. I mean, Eliza Mooney brings great height, and I think she's a great inclusion because I think probably Molly Goldsworthy and Mackenzie House, who typically start back, probably lack a bit of height to go against an Almiani. So I think that's a great move by Jodie. She's going to have a work cut out for her, but I think that's where they have to shut down Albury.
Completely agree, Tam. I think that Miani is such a strong figure under that post, and if someone like Eliza can control that, we've seen it in the past that if you can shut down Miani, the game kind of opens up and it puts more pressure on Hillier in the goal attack role. Particularly, they are missing Rod now, so that connection is going to have to build again with Nolan.
Absolutely, and Carly Nolan is such an experienced wing attack and a beautiful feeder of the ball, but as you mentioned, she's going to have to connect with those girls very quickly in this game to be able to make that work. I believe she did come on and play last week, so she had some court time with them then. The other one who I would love to see get on is young Alice Carroll. She's played a bit of A-grade this season already, particularly in the early stages, and she's a really exciting young player to watch, so she can come on and be good to see what she can do.
I think the other one to watch today is got to be Mackenzie House. She is such a hustler and so physically strong. She stays on the body and will just come out of nowhere for those big intercepts, but also her fitness is just incredible and she will just go and grind away.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right there. And I think the thing with Mackenzie, she does a lot of hard work off the ball, so she will do the hard work on the goal attack and allow the keeper or whoever's behind her to get those intercepts. So I think, she's often overlooked because a lot of her work is off the ball and off the play. But yeah, absolutely, you're right, she's fit. She will back herself and have a got ball. She's not afraid of a physical contest. She's coming off the Ovens and Murray rep team last weekend down at Association Champs, so that was great for her to get down there and have an opportunity to play in that team, and she did great things. So be interested to see how they go, and she's lining up with Eliza Mooney, who she will know, but I'm not sure how much time they have spent together. She's used to having Molly Goldsworthy there, so again they're going to have to work that connection fairly quickly.
Certainly, and we did, as you've just touched on, have the Netball Victoria Association Champs on Sunday. Can you give me a wrap, Tam, of how we went? Yeah,
look, the girls were amazing. So the 17 side went down. They had 11 games and finished 4th after the rounds. They played Banyule in the semi-final and went down to them. Hampden went on to win the championships down there. But, 11 fantastic players. They had a late withdrawal during the week, so that took their squad back to 11. But, gee, that group, when we think back to their first carnival and where they've come from, they're such a talented team. A lot of them will still be eligible next year, which is so exciting for the league, and they were just such a credit. The open side, they finished second. They only lost to Bendigo in the round, so they were a bit depleted heading in. We had a late withdrawal from Georgia Clark the night before because she'd hurt herself in Saturday's game. So it took us back to 9, which is a big ask when you're playing that carnival style of netball. 2 9-minute halves at very high intensity. But look, the girls were a credit. Grace Senior and Emily Stewart didn't leave the court. We didn't have another shooter, and they just played out of their skin. Gracie Reid came into the side, as a fairly late inclusion, and she was just phenomenal. So exciting to see her in that environment. A little pocket rocket, and boy, she just took the game on. So her, Ellie Cooper, Laura Ryan was another standout. So they were considering the conditions in terms of only having 9 players coming off games on Saturday. A fantastic effort. They lost a semi to GV, who went on to win it. So really proud of them. I don't think there's much more they could have done.
Oh, it certainly fires up that classic rivalry between O&M and GV. You can see the Albury Tigers taking the court now at Birrelly Park in Wodonga. Tam, what are you tipping?
Look, I'm going to say Albury. I think that they've been playing very well. I know they had that dropped game last week, but I just think their ability to run out 4 quarters may be slightly better than Raiders at this stage, so we'll see what comes.
I have to agree with you. I think the Tigers should take this out. I think they've been building to this. They've put out some really excellent performances in the last few weeks, and I think they'll take it by 2. So the Wodonga Raiders take the first centre pass of the game, and they're starting fast.
An early call on Heidi Fisher and wing defence onto Blaney House. Molly McGrath's going to go back out and work it in under the post.
And House first, not attempt, pass over to Donnellan, and the first goal for this game goes to the Wodonga Raiders.
So Andrews takes centre. Skies quick off the line and a quick passage of play, and they're onto the circle in no time. And there's a beautiful feed from Carly Nolan, and that's the type of feeding that you will see today. She's pinpoint over the top to Almiani, and she scores. Albury off.
St. John goes to House. And McGrath looks around. Ball just trickles out of court. So Mackenzie House in goal defence takes the penalty pass, and Sky Hilliard's got a hand on the ball already. Goes out, so Heidi Fisher to take the throw in. And she goes over to Hillier. And Eliza Mooney getting a hand on it nice and early.
Those long arms, I think we're going to see a little bit of that today. And Nolan, quick refeed to Sky Hillier into the ring. She's drawn an obstruction call and she'll get a penalty.
So Alison Miani takes the shot for the Albury Tigers. So the Tigers lead 2-1 at Beerley Park in this first quarter for Cavalier Homes.
And we just see there Molly Goldsworthy got a quick hand to the refeed. So Albury are going to take the throw in just inside the circle. Sky, quick feed into Alison Miani who finishes off. And so Albury go 3-1 up on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
The Raiders just looking a little frazzled there in their attacking third. And House, beautiful pass over to Donnellan, who takes the shot and scores. So puts the Raiders back up to 2 to Albury's 3 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
And Sky Hillier finds Kristen Andrews. She's driving well to the top of that circle, or to the circle. She finds Nolan, but the ball's going to be taken back. Sky Hillier's drawn a penalty from Mooney, and she gives it to Miani under the post. And they're going to score an easy goal there. And they're going to scoot out to a 4-2 lead as Maggie St John takes the ball for Raiders.
So the ball's progressed here, a breaking call against the Tigers. Blaney House. And Heidi Fisher gets a hand on the ball, so the Tigers turn the play over. Going quickly, Sky Hillier. Contact against House. And Nolan, a beautiful feed into Sky Hillier for the Tigers, and she scores. So the Tigers hit 5 to the Raiders 2 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard with about 12 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock.
And Molly Goldsworthy takes a nice intercept down there for Raiders, and they get to have the opportunity to turn this over. So Mackenzie House has the ball, and they've got centre third there. She finds Maggie St John. The umpire's just going to call Karina Cameron back out of play, and they get another go. So deep to Molly McGrath. Looks to refeed out to Blaney House, but she's just caught out of position. Albury offside, and they're going to get another shot at it.
Great front space from McGrath there. Calls Karina Cameron out of play in a beautiful long bomb, but it rebounds off, and Cameron gets the rebound, and the Tigers respond really quickly.
They do. That was a great drive by Karina Cameron down the court, and they've on their transverse in no time at all. So Heidi Fisher, she goes over to Kristen Andrews, swings a quick one top to Carly Nolan. They're prepared to work the circle until someone presents. Sky Hillier's got a baseline throw in and goes for the quick fancy one over the top. Just Almiani's caught snoozing down there, so Raiders are going to get the opportunity to run it down. Another turnover.
Ball just slips out of the hands of McGrath, so the Tigers just quick in this transition. Nolan tries to keep it in, but the Raiders just sweep up that ball.
And both sides are really flooding that centre third. There's not a lot of space for teams to move into. So Maggie St John from Raiders, she finds Molly McGrath deep in the pocket, moves it to Blaney House in the circle, and she opts for the big one over the top. Bit of a fake forward, and then over the back to Taylor Donnellan, who finishes off. So Raiders go to 4 goals, Albury 5 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
So Maggie St John centre for the Raiders. Goes to Molly McGrath. And now Blaney House, she looks back to Sister Mackenzie. And Taylor Donnellan, goal shooter, out. So the Raiders just having to play it around the defence from the Tigers too much right now. So the umpires called it back to Maggie St John in the centre. McGrath goes out, and the feed into Donnellan is perfect. And she scores, so puts the Raiders to 4 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
We just saw good patience by the Raiders play there, waiting for the opportunity to open up to get it to Taylor Donnellan. So Albury are going to move it into attack. They've got a penalty pass on the transverse, Heidi Fisher. She looks straight into Alison Miani, but the ball's
Wouldn't that have been good if that had hit?
Defenders, they love feeding from that transverse, don't they?
They probably shouldn't love it as much as they do. Molly Goldsworthy tries to get a hand on it, but Carly Nolan comes out of nowhere, and the umpire's called the throw-in for the Tigers. So Kristen Andrews goes to Miani, to Hillier.
And the defence work there by Liza Mead is excellent. She's just preventing those quick little passes that Sky Hillier and Alison Miani love and do so well. So holding up that and forcing them to look for another option. And Raiders will take the centre. Great ball out to Blaney House. Sarah Jones comes out hunting, but there's a contact call made, and it's going to be 2-on-1 in the goal circle.
Oh, Karina Cameron, how good was that? The outside hand, but just a little touch there against McGrath, so puts her out of play.
And Sarah Jones, a great attempt to intercept that, but unfortunately can't keep the ball in. So Raiders are going to get another opportunity on the baseline. Finds Maggie St John, who quick refeed into McGrath, who finds Taylor Donnellan over the top. And I'm sure we're going to see a few of those today. Unfortunately, Taylor Donnellan misses, but rebounds her own ball and is able to finish it off on the second attempt. So Raiders go to 5, Albury 6 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
8 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock. And the Tigers are quick down the court, but a stepping call means the Raiders have gained possession. Mackenzie House goes to McGrath and back down to House. Again, the Tigers' defensive pressure is making it incredibly hard for the Raiders right now.
And they just opt for a couple of short balls. House to House, goes to McGrath, back to Blaney House in the circle, who finds Molly McGrath in the circle. Just waiting for Taylor Donnellan to open up, and they can finally get one over the top, and she finishes off. So we've got 6-all here, the 777 Automotive scoreboard. It's Raiders centre.
First quarter brought to you by Cavalier Homes. As the Raiders just picking up some momentum in their attacking third. Obstruction called against Fisher.
And she's been asked to adjust there, so that next will be coming. Next time it'll be a caution, I'd imagine.
St John goes to McGrath. And again, having to use Mackenzie House a lot there on that transverse line.
They are, and they just need to stay patient here, continue to work the ball and wait for Taylor Donnellan to open up. She's not confident from there. She looks out. They're feeding from off the circle, so they'll be wanting to get in there. Jodie House will be asking him to find circle edge and seal off, but Molly McGrath finds Taylor Donnellan eventually over the back, and she puts the Raiders in front for the first time this game, 7-6.
Sky Hillier for the Tigers works back with Fisher and to Cameron. Back to Hillier. Lots of passing for the Tigers, and they hit circle. And somehow, a bit of tricky play there. Ball finds the hands of Sky Hillier, which finds a goal. So puts us to a 7-all ball game here at Birrelly Park on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
So Albury Tigers, penalty against them there for obstruction, but they have just got hands over everything. So Mackenzie House will take the ball. She finds Blaney, and they're going to work it in again.
And Molly McGrath just owning that front space in the circle. Lines up for the shot and sinks it for the Raiders. Puts them to 8 for the Tigers 7 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard with Kristen Andrews to take the centre pass for the Tigers. Both sides transition fast but struggle to penetrate that circle.
Yeah, the second phase is working quite well, but as you said, it's getting held up once they get to the goal circle. In that instance, Alison Miani is able to finish off for Albury. So we've got scores level again as Maggie St John takes the ball for Raiders. Blaney House is getting off that line beautifully at the moment. And here they are, they've hit second phase, but now they're finding it hard, as you said, to penetrate the ring.
Kristen Andrews just doing an excellent job against Maggie St John. She's just finding it really hard to present.
Yep. Yeah, and Andrews is a really I guess she flies under the radar. She just gets the job done. She's just there, and yeah.
Such a physical presence as well. She's one of those players where she's always a threat. You never know when she'll get a hand to it.
And I think she's often off the body, so the other centre doesn't know where she is, and then she can come through. But Albury forced turnover here, so they take the ball through the middle. Karina Cameron runs it quickly. So here they are. They've hit the circle quickly again, and this is where it's getting held up. Molly Goldsworthy just called, probably for a slightly unnecessary contact there. Oh, but what a beautiful intercept. 3D lanes highlight of the day contender there, Eliza Mooney. Not looking like she's out of her depth at all.
So the Raiders already in the attacking third, but McGrath goes back to Goldsworthy. And a beautiful pass into Taylor Donnellan, and goal shooter for the Raiders who scores. So the Raiders now, once again, leading by 1 on the 777 automotive scoreboard with under 4 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock.
And Albury find Alison Miani in. She's not confident from there, so her and Sky Hillier are trying to work that ball between each other in the circle. Sky Hillier's got a penalty. She finds Miani under the post, and she should put that one away fairly comfortably. So we move to a 9-goal even first quarter.
St. John finds McGrath, but there's a contact call against Cameron, who's putting the foot down. She is having a crack at every ball.
Yeah, she'll absolutely loving this contest today.
So Blaney House goes to St. John, and Donnellan's calling for the hold, but unfortunate for the Raiders. The shot falls short, so the Tigers transition.
Beautiful outlet pass there from Jones, finding Heidi Fisher in the mid-court. But Albury have turned it over, and Eliza Mooney will take the ball down there for Raiders. She finds Mackenzie House, and now Raiders trying to move it through that mid-court. Mackenzie House, great outlet ball to Molly McGrath, and a beautiful drive by Maggie St. John finds a circle.
Great work there from the Raiders just to stay in play, almost falling out, but Taylor Donnellan finishes off the play. Score has got 10-9 on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Raiders almost had 20 for a second there.
It's blowing out quickly. So Miani goes to Nolan deep in the pocket, but probably not on. Didn't really have the space to move into. So contact call on Nolan, and Raiders again attacking. And they're just shortening up these passes here before that long one's on, which is great to see. They're going back for the reset on the line.
So Mackenzie House goes to St. John. And Karina Cameron, another great hand on the ball, so it'll force a throw in.
Just starting to see better timing by Raiders as they attack the ball, finding that space and coming onto it, so the contests are a bit cleaner.
So Maggie St. John takes the throw in. And goes to Shooter McGrath and attempts to pass in, but Sarah Jones just owning that front space. She knows they're going to lob into Donnellan.
Yeah, and look, that pass just didn't have enough on it, enough height. Wasn't into the back space, but Molly McGrath takes a shot at goal. And she's not going to miss that one. So we've gone 11-9 on the 777 automotive scoreboard with a minute to go on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock.
Raiders take the centre pass. Karina Cameron, a 3D lanes highlight of the day, just dominated that pass, went up in the air and took it as it came down. Beautiful work.
And a great drive and drop there by Miani. Sucked Eliza Mooney into it a little bit, opened up, and then she's finished that off for Albury. So we've got a 1-goal game with less than a minute to go. Tigers off the centre pass. Sky Hillier cleans up the scraps for the Tigers. And they'll need to move the ball quickly into the circle if they want to score before the time clock.
Bounce pass to Miani under the post. She misses, but she'll get a second chance. And she scores, so just like that, we are even again, 11 all on the 777 automotive scoreboard with just seconds left, and the players know it. The Raiders try to bomb the ball in, but the Tigers eat that one up. And coast to coast they go into the hands of Miani, who again misses. And Eliza Mooney has won that ball. Beautiful placement for her under that post.
So both sides had a chance to score there before the siren, and neither did. So we're going to go into the quarter break. Even Stevens, 11 goals each.
And you're listening to O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan Intelligent Mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between. Manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
Did someone say KFC?
I don't care. I love it.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan Intelligent Mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Hi, I'm Kylie King. I first fell in love with this region as the Prime News sports presenter. Sometimes this feels like my second home. I love our historic towns and vibrant cities, our passion for sport, and of course the people who make it special. And now I get to share what's important in our region with Kev Polton. So join us, Kylie and Kev, for breakfast, weekday mornings from 6 on 2AY and 3NE.
Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball for McRae Motors. We are here in Birrelly Park in Wodonga, where the Wodonga Raiders are taking on the Albury Tigers. So far, 11 all.
And I would expect that this game may play out like this the whole way through. The teams match up very well on each other. Defensively, they're both strong, and we can see that the pressure that both teams are applying and the impact that that's having. So we're off in the second quarter. Albury's centre pass.
And Sky Hillier forced to go long to Karina Cameron, and again back down to Fisher. Beautiful front space from Hillier. And we spoke about the physicality, Tam, and that's the physicality already. Mackenzie House just called out of contact there, as Alison Miani gets the first goal of the second quarter and puts the Tigers to 12 to the Raiders 11 on the Cavalier Homes scoreboard. Of course, second quarter is brought to you by 777 Automotive, as the Raiders look to get their first goal of the quarter.
And I see Phil Bullivant from 777 Automotive over there watching, the long-time Albury man, so he'll be enjoying these contests here today.
Certainly is. I've been joking with him for him to get behind the mic.
Oh, he'd love that.
He
We
would.
might not get him away. Loves a chat. So Raiders score a goal there, and it's going back to the centre. It's Albury centre. So Andrews opts to go back to Fisher, but she finds Nolan fairly quickly. She has to balance. They swing it across court to Karina Cameron.
And Hillier goes into Miani, who's just holding herself beautifully. A tough task against Eliza Mooney.
And that ball just got to her. Eliza Mooney came through, so she'll have to keep taking her feet to the ball. Sky Hillier will have a shot, and it's off. But Miani in front position, and she takes the rebound.
And well done to her. 2 defenders going up for that rebound. And she puts the Tigers to 13 to Raiders 12 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. With 13 minutes to play in the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock.
So already we've seen both teams stop that quick second phase drive that they were both doing well last quarter. And the pressure from both teams outstanding. So Albury here really holding up Raiders, but they're finding a way in. They've found Molly McGrath in the circle. She tries a little quick one to Taylor Donlan, but is forced to have a shot herself, and why not? She sinks that goal, puts them to a 13 goals apiece here on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
Miani with the ball goes back to Nolan, who's had a beautiful connection so far with both Hillier and Miani. She'll go across to Andrews. And the little 1-2 between Andrews and Miani, and Mackenzie House gets the rebound.
Yeah, strong, wasn't it? And Raiders the opportunity to attack. So just going short, and then waiting for those long ones to open up. Swing it cross court to try and find some space. And Maggie St. John, bullet pass into Taylor Donlan. Great vision, great ball. And Taylor Donlan finishes off for Raiders. Puts them out to a 14-13 lead on this Cavalier home scoreboard.
What a pass from Maggie St. John. Completely took the Tigers' defence by surprise.
And just the quick release, it was fantastic.
But the Tigers already responded, and Sarah Jones makes up for that earlier pass. She's got the ball, goes to Cameron, just taking their time in the centre third, and Cameron, pass just goes out of court. A bit of miscommunication with Kristen Andrews in the centre. So Molly Goldsworthy for the Raiders takes the throw in, goes to Mackenzie House.
Great drive up the middle there by Blaney House. An obstruction call on Sky Hillier, so Raiders move it into their attack. Not quite on circle's edge yet, so a little bit more work to do before they can get that refeed, but they've drawn a penalty pass outside. And Blaney a quick one too, and she's straight into Molly McGrath, who'll take a shot and sinks it.
Beautiful work from her, so it puts the Raiders up by 2 now, 15-13 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. We've played 4 minutes on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock. Heidi Fisher goes into Hillier, and a beautiful 1-2 between Hillier and Nolan.
Yes, I think the defenders got a bit confused there and went 2-on-1 to Miani, left Sky Hillier open. She finishes off there. So Albury go back to 14 goals while Raiders are 15. It's a Raiders centre. So out to Molly Goldsworthy. She launches a pass at Molly McGrath on the drive.
It was a launch, wasn't it?
Really took her head off. They've drawn a contact outside the circle, so they get the opportunity to feed from the ring, and that's going to be so dangerous. They're not really going to Albury, and the same goes for Raiders. Neither team is going to really can afford to allow the other side to have those penalty passes on the circle.
Oh, little error there from Kristen Andrews, but Carly Nolan swept out of nowhere, picked up the scraps, and Miani finishes off the play. That play's got to be a 3D Lanes highlight of the day.
Great speed by Carly Nolan. Who knew? She was great.
So St. John for the Raiders. Feeds into McGrath, who just kind of falls and somehow gets it to Donnellan.
Yeah, great defensive effort. Sarah Jones there nearly took that ball and just did enough to force Donnellan off balance and out of court. So Albury get the throw in. Fisher, great ball to Karina Cameron, who just can't pull it in, but Kristen Andrews picks up the scraps, and all of a sudden Albury have it on the circle edge. Swings the ball across to Kristen Andrews, and the penalty pass inside for an offside call there. So Sky Hillier will take it at the top. out and a quick ball back into Hillier, and she'll take the shot.
You've got to say, Tam, that looked all too easy there. I think they're really underestimating Sky Hillier right now, and that's something you can't afford to do.
Yeah, they're leaving her and double teaming Alison Miani.
Mackenzie House, though, just comes up with an intercept there against Hillier, as we were just speaking about how great she's playing.
Commentary curse.
So Blaney House, wing attack for Raiders. And Karina Cameron, Tigers goal defence, out of play. Passes off to Donnellan, who sinks the shot.
And Donnellan just showing some really good strength on those holds and confidence now, I think, to get into position and maintain that. So Raiders will take the centre, and a good drive by Molly McGrath, but she had to offload it so she didn't step. And almost a hop there by Molly Goldsworthy.
A hop.
The umpire didn't pick that one up. That's okay. These things happen, and Raiders have it on the circle edge. Maggie St John, great ball over the top to Taylor Donnellan. Sarah Jones just caught with her eyes down, and Donnellan finishes off. So Raiders scoot out to an 18-16 lead on the Cavalier home scoreboard, and it's an Albury centre.
And a great start from Donnellan in terms of the shooting accuracy, and if this game does play out to be as close as it is right now in the final minutes of the game, that is putting you in safe hands.
Absolutely, and Albury almost lost the ball there on the circle, but Kristen Andrews again got the scraps and got the ball back into Miani, who has a shot under the post. So she puts Albury back to within a goal as Raiders take the centre pass. So Maggie St John just held up on the centre there, but she finds Molly McGrath, goes for the big one over the top to Taylor, but a great intercept there by Sarah Jones, and Albury will run it down.
Hillier goes to the top, Andrews. And Miani wins that 2-on-1. Mooney's out of play. Mackenzie House just covering Miani. But Sky Hillier finishes off the job. And we are back to 18 all on the Cavalier home scoreboard with 7.5 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock.
And I'm enjoying the way Eliza Mooney's backing herself against these shooters. You know, you probably can't find too many more experienced shooters in the league than Alison and Sky Hillier, and she's taking it up to him, which is great to see.
I almost think Mooney is playing it a little bit safe. You know, we know that she can come out with those massive intercepts. I think she's just building into the game. You know, the scoreline, you don't need to be going out hunting quite yet, but I get the sense that she's building to it, and if the game comes to it, she will go flying.
Yeah, and part of that will be her adjusting to the timing. You know, she's used to playing 17s, so obviously the pace is different. So I think once she picks up the timing of the game, then those will start to come, absolutely. But Raiders in their attack end, and Maggie St John would have liked to have gone over, but the ball's going to get called back to the top. Blaney House tried to force that to Taylor Donnellan, and they did get a contact call. So Molly McGrath will take it at the top, and I expect there'll be a quick feed off here.
You're exactly right, Tam. And Donnellan takes the shot under the post, puts the Raiders 19 all on the Cavalier home scoreboard with the centre pass in the hands of the Tigers' Kristen Andrews. Breaking call there against Molly Goldsworthy. So Heidi Fisher straight to Nolan. And there's the hands of Mooney. Didn't play off this time with Goldsworthy out of play, but they're dangerous.
And Sky Hillier just with the sidestep to try and evade Mooney and sinks it for Albury, but it's Raiders centre and they are moving it very quickly. Sarah Jones went out hunting, but a great fake there by Molly McGrath. Finds Taylor Donnellan home alone. She gets the ball to her, and Raiders score a fantastic goal. So 20 all here. Cavalier home scoreboard as Carly Nolan's quick off the line and swings it wide to Sky Hillier, but they are forced to go back and are really needing to apply some patience here to find the circle edge.
Beautiful speed there from Kristen Andrews. Takes the ball, turns, but Miani, a missed goal. So Mooney, beautiful work to get that rebound, and Carly Nolan has a crack at it.
And we can see, you know, the pressure that's on the Albury shooters to sink their shots. Eliza Mooney is really going to be in a great position to rebound any balls that pop back out, and she did a great job there.
Goldsworthy goes to Mackenzie House, over to Blaney House. Both sides just really congested in this centre third. The defensive pressure from both sides just so good that they need to work it around. And St John goes to Blaney House. And she'll McGrath takes a free pass top of the circle.
And the umpires are really onto everything that's happening in their ring net, in the circle there. They're not letting anything go. So there's been plenty of penalties being called inside the circle. McGrath finds Donlan and she shoots a beautiful goal there for the Raiders. So that puts them out to a 21-20 goal lead on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
The second quarter brought to you by 777 Automotive. And there's about 4 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock, as the Raiders just work the ball down in their attacking third. St. John goes to House. Another offside there from Fisher. That's got to be frustrating for the shooters. There's nothing worse than having to take the free pass, but McGrath sinks a beautiful long bomb and puts the Raiders 22 to the Albury Tigers 20 on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
And Nolan strong off the line, just showing her strength there to maintain front position in Albury.
We said, Tam, that this game would get physical, and it is, particularly, you know, Mackenzie House and Molly Goldsworthy, incredibly strong, and they'll have a crack at pretty much everything.
Absolutely, as Albury score another goal, put them within a 1 goal deficit to Raiders as they take the centre pass. So Blaney's quick off the line and just held up there slightly, struggling to find someone to pass it to.
And that is a caution to Heidi Fisher. She thought, and look, I have to say, I thought too that she won that ball fair and square, but the umpires called a contact, and given the adjustment warning before, that's an official caution.
Yep, caution for persistent contact. So Heidi will really have to adjust how she's playing now and come off the body and watch her timing. But Albury take it forward, some nice passing there and great driving onto the ball. And they find Carly Nolan on top, and Scott Hillier is just being left to kind of pop through the front there. They have to swing it to the pocket.
Tam, remind me, if it goes further than the caution, is it a send-off?
So it'll go caution, then warning.
Okay.
And then suspension.
Let's hope it doesn't get to there, because they need Heidi Fisher on the court if they're going to win.
Yeah, so if you get to a warning, the next infringement would be an automatic 2-minute suspension.
The Tigers responding well, though. Miani under the post and a miss, and Eliza Mooney takes the rebound with ease.
So Raiders will take it down. They're just being held up here through the centre channel by Albury. Eliza Mooney, they're using her for the reset. Mackenzie House finds Blaney House in the centre, and an obstruction call on Heidi Fisher. And I think if I was Heidi, I'd be taking 4 feet. Play it safe. And I would expect they may make a change there, and it may just be swinging Heidi to centre, just doing something, get her off that player, change it up. So Molly McGrath has it for Raiders inside the circle. Probably wasn't within distance, but she's got a penalty and can move in. She takes a shot and beautiful goal. So Raiders are going to go to a 23 to 22 lead on the Cavalier home scoreboard, and we've got about a minute left to play.
Oh, Karina Cameron.
Toyota used cars time clock.
Sorry to interrupt you, Tam. Karina Cameron from the Tigers just came out of nowhere. A beautiful intercept just when the Tigers needed it. But Miani, another miss for the Tigers.
Yeah, she really needs to sink those, and she'll be missing herself, I have no doubt. And Raiders get the opportunity to take it back, and, you know, with less than a minute to go, it's an opportunity for them just to put a little bit of space on the scoreboard.
Mackenzie House for the Raiders takes the pass. Goes to Goldsworthy, to St. John. Raiders just working their way in. They want to hit the top of the circle where they've got full vision to Donnellan, but they can't do it. And Karina Cameron somehow gets the throw in. Sorry, it's a contact, Donnellan.
And Aubrey moved that very quickly. Great sweeping ball over to Carly Nolan. Finds Alison Miani moving into space. Beautiful hold, and she misses, but she's rebounded, and with seconds to go, scores a goal. So they're back to even, 23 goals apiece. Missed opportunity there for Raiders. And I think the time is probably not far away. We have had a couple of hold times. There it is. So we go into the halftime break, 23 goals apiece on the Cavalier home scoreboard, and we've got a game on our hands here, Hannah.
Oh, don't we? We'll be back just after the break. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
O&M Live.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between. Manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
Did someone say KFC?
I don't care. I love it.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading.
Inspiring.
Hands-on.
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Hi, I'm Kylie King. I first fell in love with this region as the Prime News sports presenter. Sometimes this feels like my second home. I love our historic towns and vibrant cities, our passion for sport, and of course the people who make it special. And now I get to share what's important in our region with Kev Polton. So join us, Kylie and Kev for breakfast, weekday mornings from 6 on 2AY and 3NE.
On 2AY.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball for McRae Motors. We are here at Birrelly Park in Wodonga with an absolute ripper game on our hands. 23-all between the Wodonga Raiders and the Albury Tigers. Tam, were you expecting such a fierce start to this game?
I was expecting it to be tight, and I was expecting it to be physical. And I think, that I don't think that's going to ease off. I think as this game progresses, and if the margin stays tight, then I think we can expect to see both teams physically throwing themselves at everything here. It's going to make for a really interesting second half. So I think it's really going to be the team that settles and doesn't buy into some of that and is able to maintain composure and just continue to do the basics and the patient stuff well. Obviously, we need shooters to be sinking goals, and I know Albury will be disappointed in a couple of those misses there, but they've swung some changes. I can see Marnie Hilly has come into wing attack, and Ash Jacobs has come into wing defence. So they've made that change on the wings to see if they can, get a lift from these two girls. So both up from B grade. Raiders have kept the same lineup, so they're pretty happy with how things are going, and as they should be.
So interesting to see Heidi Fisher go off as well. We obviously know she had the caution there. But she was also having a cracking game as well.
Yeah, she was. And look, sometimes it's a fine line, and sometimes just that quarter off, is just enough to kind of clear their head and get them freshened up and then come back on that last quarter. And they've obviously got great faith in the girls they've brought on from the bench to do the job So Albury have made a quick transition. They've got it into Alison Miani, who scored. So first goal on the Martins Travel Group scoreboard goes to Albury. So 24-23.
Kristen Andrews for the Tigers goes to Hillier. This could get a little confusing for me. We've got Sky Hillier, yes, in goal attack, Marnie in wing attack. And Andrews swings over to Miani, but it'll go back with a contact against Maggie St. John. Little bounce pass to Miani. She's under the post, a little miss, and the height there, just not to her advantage when she's got Mackenzie House and Eliza Mooney in that circle.
No, and Eliza Mooney's dropping back and blocking and getting into that front space. So when the ball comes out, she's in the perfect position to get that rebound. And Raiders will take their centre. So off the line, Blaney House receives the ball and she looks for Molly McGrath, who puts on a great drive, but can't get it to her, and a held ball is called. So good defensive work there by Albury. So Karina Cameron will look for Ash Jacobs. She's out wide now. Goes back to Cameron. And again, good defence by Raiders. Taylor Dolan just called for an obstruction from behind. So Albury will get a penalty here.
Now Ash Jacobs just brings that element of speed to her game.
She certainly does, yep.
The pass goes off, but she tracks it down with ease. Goes to Sky Hillier, to Marnie in wing attack. Just working it between the two Hilliers. And Sky takes the shot and sinks it. So Albury Tigers now up to 26. The Raiders yet to score this third quarter for Martins Travel Group Albury. It's a bit worrying.
It is. And look, Marnie Hilliers had a little bit of A-grade time, so these connections should be fairly familiar for her. So that adjustment. And I think, look, Ash Jacobs has been on a bit too as well. So that's to their advantage. But Raiders have the opportunity here, and they're just playing short, safe netball at the moment, trying to find some space and a long drive. Mackenzie House finds Molly over the top, and look, Molly Goldsworth is the type of player you can put those balls up to and you know that she will back herself every time to take it. Blaney just puts it into the hands of Ash Jacobs there, but luckily they get it back.
Oh, Sarah Jones, what an intercept. Just puts the hands up, the little tip, and chases it down. 3D Lane's highlight of the day.
And I think she'll start to back herself on some of those balls going over a bit more now. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a few more turnovers in that space.
So Miani goes back to Andrews on the top of the circle.
And you can see Albury really, they're not confident at all to put it over to Miani. They're really waiting till there's a clean ball there. And she's got that space and that front space like that time there. But she gets the ball in on that occasion, puts it away, and they've run out to a 27-23 goal lead on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard.
So the Raiders need to respond now. We've played about 3 minutes on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock, and they're yet to score. St. John goes to Blaney House, to McGrath, who will turn and pass.
She disguised that beautifully, didn't she? Had all the makings of a shot. But I love the way she got it and turned and looked at the post. She forced the defender off her, and then if she wanted to pass off or if she needed to refeed, she could. I think sometimes she just get it. They know they're not in the zone, and they don't even look like they're going to shoot, and defenders are just going to hang around with them. So good play by there. But Albury have got it in their goal circle now, and Sky Hilly has just drawn a penalty shot.
So she'll go for this goal, and she sinks it. So again, the Tigers 28-24. The Raiders with the centre pass.
Dolan out in the big drive. So just doing something different there and trying to mix it up. Blaney House will get the penalty off the circle, but finds Molly McGrath, looks for a little quick sneaky one to Taylor Dolan. Didn't quite come off, but I can see why she put it there because it almost was on, wasn't it?
Difference has got to be Sarah Jones so far this quarter. She has worked out Donnellan. She knows that she's going to hold, and it's going to force Donnellan to come forward. If not, Karina Cameron is going to go firing because the pressure's been put on McGrath.
Yeah, and I think McGrath's not going to take those long-range shots. So if she's receiving it out, they know the pass is either going to go to Donnellan or...
Molly Goldsworthy, a beautiful intercept. 3D Lane's highlight of the day and keeps it in. So the Raiders, Taylor Donnellan lines up, and she's confident, secures that one for the Raiders, and now just trailing by 3 on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard.
Sky Hilliard just drew the contact there on Mackenzie House. Mackenzie Probably needs to on the body early and then come off it because Sky's too experienced and she will draw those contacts. But they find Alison Miani under the post and she misses, but she rebounds her own ball on this occasion. Here's a chance to put it away and another miss and she rebounds again. So third time lucky, she gets it. She'll be disappointed that she missed those goals, but she's got there in the end and puts Albury out to a 4-goal lead on the Martin's Travel Group scoreboard.
Third quarter action brought to you by Martin's Travel Group Albury. This is O&M Live Netball. The Raiders just trying to peg back this margin. And McGrath, a beautiful long-range shot.
Makes a liar of me, look at that.
It's almost like she heard you, Tam. Challenge me.
That's okay. We like to see those long-range shots, don't we?
Oh, and Goldsworthy again, just so close. So Marnie Hillier goes to Alison Miani. Under the post, another miss, and Eliza Mooney had almost possession, but not quite.
No, there's hands over everything down there, isn't it? There's no clean balls, no easy balls. And just saw Sky Hillier come out and drag Mackenzie House out of the circle there and leave Al Miani in a one-on-one with Eliza Mooney. And I think they probably need to do that a little bit more.
So Marnie Hillier out of play. Mackenzie House goes to Goldsworthy. So St. John, and that's the feed we're looking for. Straight into Donnellan. Sarah Jones caught out of play. Sorry, it's Karina Cameron out of play. And Donnellan will have the shot to herself, and she scores. So the Raiders still trailing by 3 on the Martin's Travel Group Albury scoreboard.
And Albury through Ash Jacobs takes down Kristen Andrews, finds Marnie Hillier close to the circle edge. Not quite close enough, but she now sneaking with a penalty and bullet pass across to Sky Hillier, who's by herself, and she finishes off with a beautiful goal to put them back to a 31-27 goal lead here on the Martin's Travel Group scoreboard. And Maggie St. John has to go back to Mackenzie House because of the pressure Albury are putting on. Again, it's tight through that centre third.
Ash Jacobs so close to an intercept then. Absolutely. And you can feel it coming. The Raiders just not looking certain for every pass. Even there, McGrath turns the full 360 to find St. John, but she settles the play with this shot. So the Raiders up to 28 to the Tigers 31 on the Martin's Travel Group Albury scoreboard.
Yeah, and Raiders can't afford to start hesitating. They have to keep playing that game. They're playing the first half, moving confidently onto the ball and taking their body out. They're not going to get the calls otherwise. But Albury get the chance, and Alison Miani just sneaks in that one there.
What a matchup between Miani and Mooney. Mooney's got the height, but Miani's elevation and timing when she gets a ball in is just perfection.
Yeah, and body strength. Great call by Jodie House to put Eliza Mooney back there. It's made for a great contest. But Raiders have found Donnellan under the post, and she thinks an easy one for them. So Albury will take the centre, and we've got a break there by goal defence. And ball straight into Alison Miani under the post. And that's that quick, experienced, reactive play that Albury have been able to pull off there to score a really quick goal, and all of a sudden, you know, it's 33-29. But Raiders get another opportunity.
McGrath goes out. Umpires called contact against Ash Jacobs, Tigers wing defence. So Blaney House fires into McGrath. Karina Cameron's out of play, so the little pass to Donnellan, but she fumbles and they'll have to work it in again. Again, McGrath just not wanting to shoot.
And that was going to be a great refeed and then sweet round receive, but they've called the contact there, and a sneaky pass over the top to Donnellan by McGrath, who finishes it off. So some really smart play there from Raiders to draw that contact and then have that other shot at goal. But Kristen Andrews, Karina Cameron on the run. It's fantastic until she just put a bit too much on that ball to Marnie Hillier. So Raiders are going to take a baseline throw in and have the opportunity here to turn one back. Mackenzie House, great ball to Molly Goldsworthy to St. John. Beautiful passage of play there by Raiders, and they very quickly got it into their goal third.
6 minutes to play in the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock. The Raiders looking more comfortable now towards the back end of this quarter. But that pass says otherwise, although Kristen Andrews, she gets a hand to it, but probably should have left that one.
Yeah, she should have. Just a bit of misjudgment there, wasn't it? And she's laughing about it, which is good.
Perhaps overestimating her height a little bit, dare I say.
Oh, it's from one short person to another, I can understand that. But a beautiful ball from St John over to Donnellan, and good strength there by Taylor Donnellan. It's great to see her standing up in those contests and pull the ball in, and she finishes off with a beautiful goal. So we're back to a 2-goal game here, and it's Raiders with the centre pass. But Karina Cameron, what a take. 3D lanes, highlight of the day contender, but unfortunately wasn't able to give it off cleanly, and so Raiders have got the ball back, and a bullet pass from Blaney House finds Taylor Donnellan.
And she is so accurate under the post today. The Raiders all of a sudden trailing by just 1 on the Martins Travel Group scoreboard. So Karina Cameron for the Tigers just goes across to Jacobs. Umpire calls it back. So now goes to Andrews, fires in to Miani, but not close enough. Miani lines up for the shot, and another rebound. It just trickles out. And the Raiders come away with this one, Eliza Mooney.
So an offside call there on Marnie Hillier, and Raiders, again, a nice passion play. They're starting to find their timing again this quarter. The last couple of transitions have been really clean. And Molly McGrath, I think that's within shooting range. She's going to put it up, and look at that. What a beautiful goal. So we're back to even, 33 goals apiece on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard, and Raiders have the centre pass.
And now's the time for McGrath to find her feet and, you know, hit that post. We've seen it before. She can hit those long ones. Just needs the confidence. But as well, when you've got Donnellan in goal shooter behind there, you know, you've got a rebounder that you can rely on. So
Yeah.
I think just take the confidence and go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. She's done some great stuff today, and probably often goes unnoticed. But we can see Albury there find Miani with a beautiful ball under the post, and she finishes off. So just when Raiders thought they might be able to sneak ahead, Albury have gone one up again, 34-33 on the Martins Travel Group scoreboard, and Albury have it in attack. Andrews on the circle finds Hillary in front, and Sky just probably needs to turn and look at the post. She feeds it out to Marnie Hillary, who gets it into Al Miani, and again Al just missing the one underneath. So she'll be cursing herself, knowing Al.
But a beautiful shot there. Puts the Tigers ahead again, 35-33 on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard.
She did offer to wear a mic and have some special comments through the quarter, but
I would love to do that.
I'm glad we haven't given it to it just today. We might
Could be
wait.
a few explicit words maybe across the court, given the intensity.
Entertaining, no doubt.
It would be. I would love to get a player warming up there like they do in the Super. I think it would be.
She would be a great one. She is hilarious. So, but back to the game, and Raiders have caused a turnover, and Molly Goldsworthy finds Eliza Mooney, and they move it through their centre third, Mackenzie House. Albury just holding them up here and stopping that run on that they've had a few times in the last 5 minutes. McGrath, confidence with the shot but misses, but there's that one you talked about, Taylor Donnellan. Sneaky little knockback in, finds McGrath, and she finishes off. And
just beautiful
have the
footwork from Donnellan, just to get behind the post, pull it in. And McGrath's quick enough to pick up the scrap, so Raiders can do it, but there's an offensive contact against St John. Just tried to shove through the Tigers' defence, and she's called out of play. So the Tigers already leading by... Sorry, it's even.
Yes, it's gone back to even.
So Miani under the post now for the Tigers, and she sinks it. Now they're leading 36-35 on the Martins Travel Group Albury
And
scoreboard.
that was much better positioning by Alison Miani. She had a lot of space behind her to go into. She needs to do that if she's going to set up like that on Eliza Mooney. But Sky Hillier comes front, and she draws a penalty shot. Gets a sneaky one down to Alison Miani, who's under the post, and she doesn't miss that one. So they've gone out again to a 2-goal lead, 37-35, but Raiders have the centre. So can they score off this?
100 minutes to go on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock. The Raiders need to peg back this difference. Taylor Donnellan almost does, but a rebound, and she does it. So the Raiders just trail by 1, 36-37, and that is the hooter for three-quarter time. The Tigers leading by 1 on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard. Third quarter action brought to you by Martins Travel Group Albury. We'll be back after the break. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
O&M Live.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between. Manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
Did someone say KFC?
I don't care. I love it.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on.
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Hi, I'm Kylie King. I first fell in love with this region as the Prime News sports presenter. Sometimes this feels like my second home. I love our historic towns and vibrant cities, our passion for sport, and of course the people who make it special. And now I get to share what's important in our region with Kev Polton. So join us, Kylie and Kev, for breakfast, weekday mornings from 6 on 2AY and 3NE.
On 2AY.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball for McRae Motors. We are here in Birrelly Park in Wodonga, where the Albury Tigers are just leading by 1 to the Wodonga Raiders.
And isn't this going to be a last quarter? It's, we've seen a change here from Raiders. They've brought Charlie Conway into goalkeeper. Liza Mooney's gone off, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's because she played 3 quarters in the 17, so she's limited to then 3 quarters in A grade. But Albury have the ball. They haven't made any changes, so Marnie Hillier goes for the long one over to Alison Miani, but she's drawn a penalty shot, and Sky Hillier's going to take it.
Hillier goes up under the post and secures that one for the Tigers, so puts them ahead 38-36 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Fourth quarter brought to you by Insight Injury Clinic. The Raiders moving down the court quickly. And Marnie Hillier called out for a contact, so Molly Goldsworthy will take the pass just inside the centre third.
And Coach Jodie House just reminding them to get ball side so that those things don't happen. So another penalty pass on the circle, Blaney House. And Taylor Donnellan's drawn a contact off Karina Cameron under the post. She has a shot and misses. We haven't seen many of those today, but she's going to get another shot.
And she scores, so the Raiders up another one, 37, so just trailing by 1 now on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Played just over a minute on the Jacob Toyota Used Cars time clock. And Heidi Fisher stayed off for this last half. That's interesting to me, Tam.
Yeah, it is interesting. I thought they may have put her back on, but look, she was away last week, so whether or not, that's playing into it. But yeah, look, Ash Jacobs done a good job, so they're going to reward her and Marnie Hillier. Sky Hillier has a shot there and misses, and Raiders get the opportunity to take it down the court. So Molly Goldsworthy with the ball, finds Blaney House in the lead, and again, Mackenzie through the centre.
Goldsworthy just moving it back. Lots of passing for the Raiders, just the defensive pressure of the Tigers making it hard to penetrate that circle. And there's a turnover now.
Yeah, so she's called Maggie John for holding. So Albury will get the chance here. Sarah Jones finds Ash Jacobs, who swings it back to Jones.
So Sarah Jones, a little pass there to Jacobs. And Marnie Hillier. Kristen Andrews fires into Miani, but Charlie Conway, Raiders, this is her first quarter of the day and she's already part of the action. So a switch of goalkeeper, and Miani has another task on her hands now. So Goldsworthy looks to go over, Hillier with the contact. 12 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota Used Cars time clock.
And a great release there by Molly McGrath, finds Taylor Donnellan, who sinks it. And that puts Raiders back even. So we've got 38 goals apiece here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard, and Raiders have the centre pass. Karina Cameron, though, however, she's not going to let them get an easy ball and knocks it back in, but Raiders are able to chase it down. That was a great chase by Molly Goldsworthy. She did well there. They're moving it back through their mid-court.
Remember, the Raiders need this game if they are to play finals. The Tigers still sitting in a comfortable position in that 5th spot. But if the Raiders want to play finals, they need this win.
Absolutely.
It is not good enough to lose by 1 or 2, but as I say that, the Raiders lead 39-38 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard.
And Albury, Kristen Andrews has it off the circle. Alison Miani's out of the circle. She swings it back to the line for a reset. But an offside there by Molly McGrath will give Albury a penalty in the goal third.
So Marnie Hillier for the Tigers will take this one just inside the attacking third. She goes to Sky Hillier, and Mackenzie House will be called out of play. Hillier steps in and shoots. So the Albury Tigers back up 39 all on the X-Ray Group scoreboard, and we've got 10 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota Used Cars time clock.
We do, and who is it that's going to break it open? And which player is going to be the one that comes out and changes the game?
Look, at this rate, Tam, I think it's going to come down to the shooters, and it's going to come down to Taylor Donnellan and Alison Miani.
I agree, and the team that makes the most of those opportunities, because a missed goal here can result in a very quick turnover. But Taylor Donnellan, as we speak, she puts in another one for the Raiders. So they've gone out to a 1-goal lead, but it's Albury centre.
Kristen Andrews for the Tigers goes to Hillier. Goldsworthy gets a hand on it, so there'll be a throw in here for the Tigers. Marnie Hillier, wing attack for the Tigers, takes the throw in, fires into Miani and goal shooter. And it trickles in, hits the back of the post, but it goes in.
That's all that matters, isn't it? So
it is.
Raiders, quick one off the line, finds Blaney, but they're held up on that second phase. While the goals win with the ball on the line, they're having to use that reset a lot, but showing good patience in doing so. And Blaney House finds Taylor at the top of the circle. It's just outside her range, and they get a held ball against them. So Albury will have the opportunity here to turn one back.
40 all on the X-Ray Group scoreboard, and there's 9 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota Used Cars time clock. Neither team creeping ahead just yet. But the Tigers have a chance to put themselves one ahead with the centre pass next. Umpires just deciding which side of the court the throw-in goes on. And it's side closest to us. Marnie Hillier into Miani. This is what we said, comes down to this, and she scores.
Absolutely, you need to put them away because now it's Albury centre, so they've turned that one over off the Raiders centre, and now they have the opportunity to go straight into the goal circle again. And Andrews, Conway's eyes are down, and Kristen Andrews saw that and rocketed the ball into Miani, who finishes it off to put them out to a 2-goal lead on the X-ray group time clock. But Maggie St John has the ball for the Raiders.
McGrath, goal attack for the Raiders, goes to St John. And they'll find McGrath again in the circle. She takes the shot and nails it. We said she needed to build into the game and take those shots when it matters, and she has. So Raiders 41 to the Tigers 42.
And they just lift a team, those goals. They put confidence in the players around her, you know, in terms of giving her the ball. So Albury find the circle. Andrews has it out to Sky Hillier and straight back in again. She goes for the little one over to Miani, but it doesn't come off. So Raiders will have the baseline throw in and have the opportunity to get one back here.
This is where they need to settle. 7.5 minutes to play on the Jacob Toyota Used Cars time clock.
And Albury forcing them back, and they haven't been able to leave the goal third yet, so they're being well held up here. So Conway finds Mackenzie House, and Blaney House drives along to try and open it up. So does Molly McGrath, and all of a sudden they've hit the goal third. The ball into Jones really wasn't into the space, into Donald wasn't into the space, and allowed Jones just to get a hand to it. So Raiders will get the throw in on the baseline.
Raiders just looking a little bit nervous. They know how much this goal means, but you don't want to overthink it. You know, still play with that freedom. There's under 7 minutes to go on the time clock, so we're not at the end of the game yet where you need to panic.
No, and tightening up, and then balls aren't, you know, going the distance. And we just see a little bit of that there. And Albury have the baseline throw in, so they're running it. They're probably just playing a little bit more relaxed netball at this stage, which, you know, given that they're a lot more experienced side, you would expect. And a beautiful pass from Kristen Andrews over the back finds Miani. Conway's eyes down, back to the ball. So she finishes off a very important goal for Albury and puts them out to a 2-goal lead because it's Raiders centre. So Mackenzie House has it on the line. She finds Blaney. Blaney's House has had a great game in wing attack. She's given them a lot of options there. They find Taylor Donnellan. She has a shot and scores a very important goal for Raiders just to keep them in touch. There's still a goal down on the X-ray group scoreboard.
Marnie Hillier. I'm combining names now. And Sky Hillier there. So the Tigers just playing the ball down. 5.5 minutes to go on the time clock. Sky Hillier, goal attack for the Tigers, will take the shot. Both defenders out of play. And she scores, so the Tigers 2-goal lead now, 44 to 42 on the X-ray group scoreboard. And again, Blaney House, I know the ball was called out of play, but regardless, you can't be taking those long bombs in at this stage of the game.
No, it's you need to still play smart and safe.
They need to hit the top of the circle, give themselves that vantage point, and there they've done it. Blaney House.
Oh, and Sarah Jones. That's a 3D Lanes highlight and take of the day if ever I've seen one. And they move quickly. So Karina Cameron gets it to Ash Jacobs, who finds Marnie Hillier, and Albury have it in their goal third. Sky Hillier's didn't have an option. She finds Miani, who's coming out of the circle, and they have it on circle's edge. So where's Hillier going to go? Hillier to Hillier, and then Sky refeeds to Andrews, and she has one under the post.
Tigers already leading by 2. Now it's 3. Is that intercept from Sarah Jones the moment that the game shifted? And it's the Tigers centre pass again. This could be the moment they secure the game early.
And just that tightening up from Raiders means the balls they're not putting quite enough on it and hesitating, and it's giving Albury time to come through for those intercepts. So Albury have it on the baseline here. Andrews, she goes over to Miani, but caught out of play. great chase up there by Conway, but unfortunately no one to back her up except Albury. So they've got the ball back in their goal circle, and Sky Hillier finishes off, puts them to a 4-goal lead, 46-42 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. It's Raiders centre, and they're really going to have to put the foot down if they want to get this game back.
Raiders perhaps feeling a sense of deja vu last week, going down 45-41. Taylor Donnellan wants to stop that, but it's looking really tight. Down by 3.5 minutes to play, and it's the Tigers' centre pass. Hillier goes down to Andrews, into Miani. Again to Marnie Hillier, to Sky, step in, and a shot. The Tigers just looking in control as they push out 47-43 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard.
So Raiders, can they take it forward? Marnie Hillier with a great tip. Raiders trying to go across the court. She tried to get another good tip, but unfortunately this time she's called out of play. So Raiders have got it, but it's back in Albury's goal third, so they move it quickly to the transverse. Maggie St John comes through, just trying to find circle edge, and they can't. And Molly Goldsworthy forces the big ball over the back to Taylor Donnellan, but Sarah Jones is there again. She's looking for them now, and Albury have it through the centre of the court, Sky Hillier, and they're just showing a bit more patience here with Albury. Quick hands from Sky Hillier out to Kristen Andrews for the refeed. Oh, and instead of taking the shot, she goes to pass to Almiani, who wasn't watching, and Raiders will have a throw-in. So a bit of miscommunication there. We have 4 goals in it. Raiders ball, about 2 minutes to go on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock. Raiders have it in Albury's goal third. They need to move it quickly.
And the Tigers just making it difficult, slowing them down. Donnellan's out of the circle, goes to St John, and back to Mackenzie House again. The ball's in the hands of Donnellan. She needs this goal, and she scores. The Raiders up to 44, but still trailing by 3 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard, and there's a minute 45 to play on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock.
And Albury Centre, and they really just need to maintain possession here, score off this. And Andrews, some great work off the circle there. Strong ball. She feeds it smartly down to Sky Hillier, who takes it under the post, and she'll have a shot. And Mackenzie House.
Sky Hillier just dominating that goal attack position right now. House just trailing, really.
Yeah, and I think probably there's been a few times she's really backed herself down the court, but unfortunately timing's been out and she's been called out of play. I would have been inclined to let Sky get some of those balls up the court. She's not going to do the damage there and then pick her up a bit earlier. But look, she's, you know, Sky Hillier is an outstanding shooter. Mackenzie House has certainly had to work hard on her today.
A minute to play. Jacob Toyota used cars time clock. Donnellan scores quickly. Puts the Raiders to 45, trailing by 3 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. And now there's 45 seconds to play. The Tigers are in control. Do they pass around? It looks like they're going to. Not looking too rushed. Andrews goes to Miani. She'll go out again. It's turned into a throw-in for the Raiders, but 30 seconds left. They've got time for a goal, but will it be enough? Probably not.
No, I think time is going to evade them. They're still working hard. They haven't stopped running. Mackenzie House with the ball. Donnellan's out of the circle, but just trying to find circle's edge. It's been hard. Blaney House again comes up with it, and a beautiful ball into Donnellan, who drove base there. She's been great from that distance. She misses that one, put the curse on her, but strong rebound, and she'll get another opportunity to take it back to 2.
Seconds left now. The Raiders down by 2. Can they make it 1? Looking frantic, and there's the hooter. The Wodonga Raiders go down again, this time by 2. And the Tigers in 5th position. They are staying there. What a game from the Albury Tigers. Ebbed and flowed all game. So the Raiders just looking deflated. The second close loss in 2 weeks. But massive confidence for the Tigers. Emily Rodd went down in wing attack, and they found potentially the replacement, Marnie Hilliard. Connection with Sky Hillier was just brilliant. You'd expect it. And here is our player of the day, Kristen Andrews. Kristen, what a game from you today, and what a win.
Oh gosh, that was too tight in the end. It's a bit nerve-wracking when you get to those games and you've got a goal or two in it and every single pass is essential. So, yeah, tight one.
And you guys obviously, wanted to get the win to try and put a bit of distance between you and North Albury, but obviously would have been aware that Raiders were playing for their season today. And did you talk about the fact that they were going to come out and throw everything at you guys?
Yeah, and the discussion in the last sort of huddle was, who wants it more? It's going to be evident out there that this could be our season on the line, and it's absolutely, as you said, Raiders' season on the line too. So I think, I don't think we should need that pump up of the Crux games, but yeah, it certainly meant, you get out there and you're like, this has to be it.
Yeah, and look, Ash Jacobs came on to wing defence. You had Marnie Hillier come into wing attack. Carly obviously started there. It would be really positive to know that you can make those changes, the transitions are working well. It must give you confidence in the next few games knowing you've got that support coming from your B grade.
Yeah, absolutely. And, these girls, the difference between our A's and B's is not much, We train against them, they beat us. We've got such a real quality crew. So I think Skybo does a really good job in identifying where we can switch in our strengths and what strengths we each bring. So they did a great job out there today. Marnie's just such a settled head. Ash is tenacious at the ball. So, we're really lucky to have that depth.
And just what a game, that last intercept there from Sarah Jones. We said it in the commentary box, but that was kind of the moment that turned up. But for you guys as well, you remained calm throughout the whole game. We didn't see the Tigers side of the beginning of the season where maybe you would have panicked. Tell me about that progression from round one to where you are now.
Yeah, and we definitely feel more settled. We're definitely, more familiar with each other, which helps as well. But I think you're right. You've got, Sarah Jones pulling in hero moments all over the court, which gets you up and about. But that's no good if we then turn and rush it on. So yeah, getting those massive intercepts from Anstey down the end has been great. So really, really glad she's on our side.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done on today. You get the week off now.
Yep.
To enjoy, rest some of those bodies for those last few games before finals, hopefully.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Done, Kristen.
Cheers.
Great job.
Kristen Andrews, Irvin Gray's player of the day. An incredibly consistent and really steady game from her. She really led the ship in that last quarter.
Yeah, she did, and she's, as you said, such a steady player, doesn't throw balls away, and I think just keeps that side really settled and allows them to make those changes on the wings, knowing they've got her there in the centre.
Well, that is all we have time for today. The Albury Tigers, sitting in 5th spot, took out the Wodonga Raiders. That is potentially final season over. We'll be back next week though, Tam. It's been great having you here today.
Yeah, it's been great to be here, sunshiny. Another great game of netball. See you next week.
Thank you. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Ground Up Building Products.
Watching the game at home is good, but watching the game on the big screen with all your mates, all the atmosphere and the great food and beer is pretty hard to beat. And it's all here at the locker room at the SSNA.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan Intelligent Mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
Did someone say KFC?
I don't care. I love it.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flex flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Hi, I'm Kylie King. I first fell in love with this region as the Prime News sports presenter. Sometimes this feels like my second home. I love our historic towns and vibrant cities, our passion for sport, and of course the people who make it special. And now I get to share what's important in our region with Kev Polton. So join us, Kylie and Kev for breakfast, weekday mornings from 6 on 2AY and 3NE.